Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kessinger Field in Highland, Kansas on a picture-perfect afternoon for football. 71 degrees, the wind out of the south at 5 miles an hour, blowing toward the away from the screen. Iowa Western comes today's contest at 3-4 against JL Conference play. They're 3-4 overall in the season. This is the first time that they've had 4 losses in a season since their inaugural season back in 2009, where they finished 5-4. This is the 5th meeting between the Highland Scotties and the Iowa Western Reavers, dating back to 2000. The Reavers lead the series 4-0 a year ago. The Reavers defeated the Scotties in Council Bluffs by the count of 13-6. Highland has been outscored in this series 181-18 over the past 4 seasons. And the most points Highland has ever scored against Iowa Western is 6 in this matchup. Scotties come in today 2-3 in conference play, 4-3 overall. Highland suffering back-to-back losses for the first time in the season. Scotties are coached by Aaron Arnold in his 3rd year. 15-13 is your record for Coach Arnold. Scotties lost to Independence last Saturday, 45-24, and the most points the Pirates have scored all season. Highland gave up 530 yards defensively, 291 on the ground. It gave up 8.6 yards per carry against the Pirates. Highland comes in 26.4 points per game, number 6 in the JL Conference, 17.9 given to the opponent's team. They rank them number 3 in the conference. While Iowa Western comes in 25.3 points per contest, they're giving up 22.4 per game. The Reavers are putting up 332 yards per game in total yards offensively, 201 through the air, 131 on the ground. Defensively, they're giving up 240 yards per contest, 99 yards rushing per contest, 141 yards passing per game. They've committed 69 penalties this year for 595 yards. They're averaging just under 10 penalties per contest. They've committed 20 fumbles on the year, giving up 12 of those 20. But they are ranked number 8 in the NJCAA in defensive interceptions with 15 picks on the year. Scotties come in, averaging 340 yards in total offense per game, 164 yards passing, which is number 4 in the conference, 175 yards rushing, which is number 4 in the conference. Defensively, the Scotties are giving up 251 yards a game, 130 through the air, 121 on the ground. Highland has committed 57 penalties this year for 424 yards. They're averaging 8 flags per contest. Highland's fumbled the ball just 6 times this year, losing 4 of those turnovers, while they have got 9 defensive interceptions on the year. The Reavers now taking the field across the way in their black tops with royal pants and royal helmets. Highland with their road gear on today. White tops, white bottoms, navy numbers trimmed in athletic gold with navy helmets. Highland quarterback Khalil Render, 12 out of 21 for 166 yards in his past 2 ball games. Khalil going after the career touchdown record held by Jeff Abbott of 31, set in 2000 and 2001. Again, Khalil this year, 10 touchdown passes on the year, 5 INTs for the sophomore out of Homestead, Florida. Captains meeting at midfield here at Kessinger Stadium. Again, 71 degrees at kickoff time. The wind out of the south at a negligible 5 miles an hour. It will not be a factor in today's ball game whatsoever. As the official going through the coin operation for both captains. And the flip will go to Highland. Highland deferred their option this time. Iowa Western will receive to start the contest. Nope, they're going to defer an option. Let's back this up. Iowa Western won the toss. They deferred their option. Highland will receive to start the contest and defend the west goal. There we got it straight. Other games around the conference this afternoon. Fort Scott is at Ellsworth. Iowa Central is at Coffeyville. Garden City is at Dodge City. Hutchinson is at Butler. And Independence has a bye tonight. So the officials got their act together. And we're about ready for football here. Deep for the Scotties. Ronnie Jameson will be deep along with number 21, Isaiah Gray. Gray with 6 kickoff returns on the year. He's averaging 15.3. Ronnie Jameson's got 7 kickoff return on the year. He's averaging 17.3 per return. And kicking off for Iowa Western will be Bobby Patterson, number 27. Or correction, number 28. Number 20 is Mason Lorber. He's a 6-foot freshman out of Danville, Iowa. He'll kick things started. And a foot to the ball, and we are underway. Gray from his own 3-yard line. To the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Cuts up the middle, breaks out the right-hand side. And he'll be down at the 30-yard line by number 23 for Iowa Western, and that is Ish Cisse, the redshirt freshman out of Springfield, Virginia. 1st and 10 for the Scotties. Ball on their own 30-yard line. Render in the backfield with Marquez Terry behind him. 2 receivers to the right, Jameson and Strunk to the near side. Damari Kitt to the far side of the field. They give it off to the running back, Terry. Terry cuts his way out near the 40 to the 45-yard line. He brought down. So a first down run for Marquez Terry, the sophomore out of Atlanta, Georgia. Terry with 662 yards rushing on the year on 132 attempts. Averaging 5 yards a carry, picks up a Scotty 1st and 10 on their own 45-yard line. Twin receivers go to the top side of the screen. Kitt and Strunk in the slot. So the Scotties off to a good start here in the first play of the contest. Gives it off to Terry. Terry met in the backfield. He'll be tackled for a loss by number 17, Andrew Van Ginkel. Ginkel, a sophomore out of Rock Valley, Iowa, with 24 tackles on the year. Makes the stop, a loss of 2 on the play. We'll bring up 2nd down and 12, the ball on the Highland 43-yard line. Bailey Strunk comes out of the lineup. Highland will go in with a tight end on the right-hand side. There's number 84, Jaquan Dickens. Jameson to the near side. To give it off to Terry. He'll run over to the right-hand side, tries to cut upfield. Gets it over the 47-yard line before he is met by number 23, Cisse again on the tackle. They get a gain of 4 on the play. 3rd down, and we'll call it a long 8. Ball resting on the Scotty 47-yard line. 13:19 to go. First quarter just underway from Kessinger Field here in Highland, Kansas. Russ Army Days action over the Sky Sports Network. Render with 3 receivers to the left. Looks downfield, now steps up in the pocket. Cuts it across and throws it at the feet of number 7, Shaq Jones in coverage. Defensive pressure applied by number 34, Russell Jones for the Reavers. So the Scotties will punt the football away on 4th and 8 from their own 47. Trenton York will come in to kick, the sophomore out of Omega, Kansas. York with 39 punts on the year. He's averaging 31.8 punts per 38.8 yards per kick. And York will have to run it. He's got a wide open field. He's going to pick up the 1st and 10. Ran out of bounds near the 31-yard line of Iowa Western. So a great heads-up move by Trenton York, the sophomore out of Omega, Kansas, got the pressure. As the Reaver came off from clear on the outside. And it'll be a Scotty 1st and 10 on the Reaver 31. Terry in the backfield along with Khalil Render. Your fullback is number 45, Jamal Wooten, who's set up on the left-hand side. Twin receivers to the near side. 4-3 setup defense for the Iowa Western Reavers. Render with the football. Gives off, fakes the handoff. Throws down the sideline to Jamari Kitt. Just beyond his fingertips. Defending on the play for the Reavers was number 1, Hakeem Bailey, a freshman out of Atlanta, Georgia. So 2nd down and 10 for the Scotties. As Highland went for it all on the first play of the second series here. Looking. Render steps up in the pocket. Makes a move to his left. Gets past the line of scrimmage to the 30. Maybe down to the 29 where he stopped. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 8. Scotty's had 4th and 8 a couple plays ago. And Trenton York, the punter, ran for the 1st and 10. 3rd down, 8 yards to go for the Scotties on the Reaver 28. Make that the Reaver 29. Marquez Terry, the sophomore out of Atlanta, Georgia, in the backfield with quarterback Khalil Render. 3 receivers to the near side. They give it off to Terry. He'll cut his way up into the middle of the defensive line, where initial contact was made. Number 94, Royal Silver, sophomore out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, with 33 tackles on the air. Going to bring up 4th down, and we'll call it 7. And Highland will go for it here in Reaver territory at the 28-yard line. Two receivers, top of the screen, 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Slot receiver at the top of the screen is not covered. They're going to give it off to Terry. He's met in the backfield. And he'll be tackled for a loss on the play. Tackle made by number 43. Devin Quinn, a sophomore out of Marion, Iowa. So the Reavers hold the Scotties and take over on downs. 1st and 10 on their own 29 here with 10:43 to go in the first quarter. No score yet on either team. The Reavers will take the field for the first time. Their offense, that is. A.J. Bush, the quarterback, out of Alpharetta, Georgia. Completed 41% of his passes so far this season. Steps back in, quarterback draw, picked it up. Well, beat near the 35-yard line where we'll be stopped on the play. Tackle made by number 88, Jim Philiston, freshman out of Palm Beach, Florida. Jim's got 34 tackles on the season. 2nd down, and we'll call it 4. They give it off to number 2. That's Lorenzo Pratt. Pratt ran out of bounds on the near side of the field. After a short gain. And a penalty flag on the field. It will be against the Reavers. So the penalty on the field will bring up 2nd down and 14 yards to go for the Reavers. Ball on their own 25-yard line. A.J. Bush, the quarterback, and now we'll run it up to the left-hand side. And he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage by number 14, Kendrick Caddis. Caddis, a freshman out of Deerfield Beach, Florida. Kendrick with 33 tackles on the year, 4 of them for a loss, now make it 5. 3rd down, we'll call it 12. At the 27-yard line of Iowa Western. Back. Bush under pressure. He's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage by number 4, Tyler Sims. Tyler Sims, a sophomore out of Columbia, South Carolina, 29 tackles on the year. 3.5 sacks, give him 4.5 on the year. And the Reavers will have to punt the football away after a huge loss. And that will bring up 4th and 21. As the ball on the Iowa Western 16-yard line. Bobby Patterson in to kick. Patterson averaging 35.9 yards per punt, end-over-end kick. Will bounce and come out of bounds on the near side of the field, just short of midfield, where Highland will take possession of the football. Penalty flag down near the 7-yard line. It could be roughing the kicker. And if that is it, there's going to be a big mistake by the Scotty defensive unit. So we're going to see what the referee wants to do here. But probably he's going to be running into the kicker, which is a 5-yard penalty and not an automatic 1st and 10, so they'll give the Reavers the option to either kick it over or give the football to Highland right there. We're going to make them kick it over. A 5-yard penalty against the defense is the violation. So they're going to move the football 5 yards farther to the west into the field at the 21. And Patterson will punt the football away from his own 9-yard line. Again, 35.9 yards per punt this year. His longest is 61. Spiral kick this time. We'll back up the receiver. That's Damari Kitty, loses the football, and it is picked up by the Reavers and taking it in. It's going to be a muff. The Reavers will have the football at the point of the fumble at the 30-yard line. Picking up the football for Iowa Western was number 29. And number 29 is Noah McWell. So the penalty comes back to bite the Scotties as Damari Kitt fumbled the football. So Reaver football, 1st and 10 on the Highland 30-yard line. Deepest penetration into Highland territory so far this afternoon by Iowa Western. Bush back in at quarterback. Again, 41% pass completions. He gives it off, no carries himself, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield near the line of scrimmage by number 7, Brandon Berry. Berry, the freshman out of Griffin, Georgia. 36 tackles on the year for Brandon. 8.5 sacks and 5.5 tackles for a loss. No gain on that play. Line of scrimmage still the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 10 for the Reavers. Twin receivers, left and right. Pratt, fake handoff. Bush across the middle, pass is complete. They're going to rule it incomplete. And the pass was intended for number 81. That is Austin Arendt, a freshman out of Sioux City, Iowa. He got 6 receptions on the year, but could not pull that one in. 3rd and 10 for Iowa Western on the Highland 30. 7:51 to go, first quarter, no score. Bush back to pass, under pressure. Flushed out of the pocket. He's got a wide open field to run on, and he's going to make it all the way down inside the 15-yard line where he has ran out of bounds. Scotty's lost containment on Bush, and that'll be a 1st and 10. The ball on the Highland 13-yard line. Again, the Scotties had the Reavers backed up in their own territory, forcing a punt, ran into the kicker, and then fumbled the punt after that play. Quick throw out to the right-hand side. Complete to number 15. That is Nick Easley. Easley forced out of bounds near the goal line, down around the 1-yard line. Easley, the sophomore out of Newton, Iowa, the leading receiver on the team for Iowa Western with 31 grabs on the year. He's got 2 touchdowns this year. First and goal. Ball now on the, we'll call it the 4-yard line. Third, they give it off to Pratt. He's getting the backfield. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage by number 7, Brandon Berry, the defensive end. Berry picks up his 6th tackle for a loss this year. And that'll bring the Weavers back outside the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal from the Highland 5. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 receiver to the top of your screen. Pratt in the backfield. Highland almost jumps off sides. Bush with the hard count. Pratt moves to the near side of the field as you view the screen. And he's going to run it right behind Bush, and he's going to go in for the touchdown. A.J. Bush goes in for the touchdown from 5 yards out. That is his 2nd rushing touchdown out of the year. And that'll bring in Bobby Patterson. Patterson 6 out of 7. Great, he's 13 out of 14, extra point. Sails wide left. So 6:29 to go, first quarter. It's Iowa Western 6. You're Highland Scotty 0. We'll be back in a bit. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Welcome back. 6-0 Iowa Western here in the first quarter. 6:29 to go. As Lober puts his foot in, onside kick to the right-hand side. That's going to be taken out of bounds by number 43 for the Scotties. And that is Anthony Leaks, freshman out of Wichita, Kansas. And I'm not picking my microphone up, guys. Scotty football, 1st and 10 on their own, 39-yard line. Khalil Render in the backfield along with Marquez Terry. Twin receiver to the near side. They go it off to Terry up the middle. Terry breaks through the gap, puts his head down and gained about 9 yards on the carry out near the 49-yard line. No, they're going to give him the 1st and 10. 1st and 10 on Mark Carey's run. And the Scotty football 1 yard away from midfield. Terry's had a good afternoon so far. He came in with 662 yards on 132 carries. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Render looking. Now throws it deep down the field. Bailey Strunk with a catch. Nice diving catch by Bailey Strunk, the sophomore out of Wichita, with his 18th grab of the year. Bailey averaging 14 yards per reception. And it's 1st and goal. Scotty's on the Iowa Western 7-yard line. Nice play by Render. Nice catch by Bailey Strunk. Twin receiver to the top of the screen. Jamison to the bottom. They give it off to Terry, right-hand side, cuts it up, pushes his way down near the 5-yard line. And they're going to mark him just short of the 5 and place it at the 6. So a gain of 1 for Marquez Terry. Terry to the right of Render. Your tight end is number 89, Balin Brumfield, the freshman out of Clay Center, Kansas, on the right-hand side. Give it off to Marquez Terry, cuts it up the middle, puts his head down near the goal line, and he's in there for the touchdown. Marquez Terry goes in from 6 yards out, picking up his conference-leading 10th touchdown on the ground this year. Scotties will go for 2 here, as the game is tied at 6-all. Highland brought the beef into the lineup, as will be in the Wildcat. Marquez Terry with the football. Gets the high snap, and he'll be tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. And the extra point attempt is no good. So with 4:52 to go, first quarter, we're tied at 6 from Kessinger Field. We'll be back in just a second with the kickoff. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Trent York will kick it off for the Highland Scotties, deep for the Reavers. Will be number 2, Lorenzo Pratt. And number 15, Nick Easley. High end over end kick will be taken by Easley from his own 17-yard line. Up the middle, he got to get past 1. Bailey Strunk was there for the tackle, along with number 27. As Alex Bott came in to make the tackle, a freshman out of Wichita. But again, the Reavers in good field position at their own 46-yard line here. And A.J. Bush will come back out on the field to run the Reaver offense. Our Western without the starter, Andre Nunez, and number 11, DeAnfree McGriff, their leading wide receiver from the day. Tackle made by number 56 for the Scotties, Antar Thompson, the freshman out of St. Louis, Missouri, came in and made the stop, loss on the play. We'll call it 3. Second down and 13. Ball on the Reaver 43-yard line. Twin receivers left and right for Iowa Western. Back to pass. Bush lets it fly down the near the sideline. And 2 receiver and a defensive back fighting for the football. No flag call. Pass is intended for number 21. Anthony Turner. He's guarded by number 21, Isaiah Gray. So the loss, an incomplete pass will bring up 3rd and 13 on the 43-yard line. 4:06, the clock says, on the first quarter. Reavers now with 3 receivers to the top of your screen, to the near side of the field, or to the short side of the field. Yeswar Hicks, freshman out of Iowa City, Iowa, in the backfield, will carry the football for the first time this season. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe one more carry, and that's it. As coming away with the tackle was number 13, Jeremiah Hill, the leading tackler for the Scotties this year with 48 stops on the year. So Iowa Western will punt the football away here on 4th and 12. The ball on their own 44-yard line. As Ronnie Jamison will go back for the return. Jamison with 4 punt returns on the year. He's averaging 17.3 per return. As Bobby Patterson will punt the football away for the Reavers. Off the side of the foot, and that's going to go well out of bounds. And a very short kick for the Reavers. Highland with the football on their own 35-yard line for their second series of the contest. Or make that the third series of the contest. Patterson, who came into the contest averaging 35.9 yards per punt, shanked that one. And the Scotties with good field position here with 3:18 to go in the first quarter. Highland with a power package running here in the ball game. Single receivers top and bottom. They're going to give the ball off to Terry. Nope, that is Render. Render will be met in the backfield and tackled for a loss. As in there on the tackle for the Reavers. Number 42, Nick Anderson. Freshman out of Waukee, Iowa with 38 tackles on the year. Loss of 3, we'll call it. Second down, 13 yards to go for Render and the Highland offense. Ball on the Scotty 32-yard line. Highland now with twin receivers left and right. Trying to get to a third and manageable. And we've got a penalty flag on the field is coming through the defense. They're coming through the line. Well, number 96, Joe Ricker, a sophomore out of Mont-Air, Iowa. They're going to call it defensive encroachment, a 5-yard penalty against the defense. So that'll bring up a second down and 8 for the Scotties. So Scotty football, 2nd and 8 with the ball on the Highland 37. Jamison and Alex Bott to the near side. They give it off to Terry. Trying to juke his way outside and met at the line of scrimmage. He'll get no farther. That's in there defensively was number 8, Tobias Moss, a redshirt freshman of Miami, Florida. So they're going to give him maybe a yard on the carry. 3rd down and 7, we'll call it, on the 38-yard line. 4-man front for the Reavers. Twin receivers left and right for Highland. Khalil back to pass. Looking left now. Will rotate out. Has to throw the football. He's going to be met from behind. And a big sack by number 47, Deshaun Gwynn. Quinn, a sophomore out of Marion, Iowa, with his first big tackle of the season, according to the stats on the national website. And a big loss for the Scotties will bring up 4th and 13 on the Scotty 32. Going deep for the Reavers, number 8, Tobias Moss. Moss with 4 punt returns on the year. He's averaging just over 2 yards per return. As Trenton York will come in to punt the football away. York gets it away. Nice spiral kick at the nose to turn over. Moss will take it at his own 27. Breaks through the first row of defense. Penalty flag comes in from the far side. Down the right-hand side of the field. And he's got to get past the one defender. He'll go in for the touchdown. We'll have to see what the flag on this side of the field is. The side judge from this side of the field threw a flag back at the 35-yard line. So we'll have to see whether this comes back or not. And it is an illegal block in the back against the Iowa Western. So that will bring the touchdown back. So the Scotties dodge a bullet there. So an illegal block in the back against the Reavers will back them up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And Iowa Western will have the football 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line with 34.7 seconds to go in the quarter. So Reavers with the football on their own 25 with 34.7 to go here in the quarter. Fake pitch, steps up, throw deep down the right left-hand side, pass goes incomplete. The receiver went to the inside, pass went to the outside. Pass was intended for number 14. Which is Kadeem Goldborn, a redshirt freshman of Weston, Florida. Defending on the play for the Scotties with number 3, Dominique Williams, freshman out of Nashville. 2nd down and 10 for the Reavers. 28.5 seconds to go in the quarter. Quick pass out here to the near side. And the tackle is made by number 21, Isaiah Gray. Gray with 32 tackles on the year coming into the contest. Made the tackle at number 21, Anthony Turner, the freshman out of Hartswell, Georgia. And a short gain on the play, 3rd, and we'll call it 8. And we're down to 5 seconds to go in the quarter. This could be the final play of the quarter. And the quarter is at an end. They're going to let him run the play. And the pass comes out here to the flat, goes incomplete. We put 15 in the books. We got 45 more to go. We'll be back in a bit. 6-6 your score. We'll go back for the start of the second quarter. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Welcome back to Kissinger Field in Highland, Kansas. 6-6 your score. Start of the second quarter. Reavers will be punting the football away here on 4th and 8. Ronnie Jamison is deep for the Scotties. Spiral kick by Patterson as Kit will corral this one in Clayley. So the Scotties will have the football 1st and 10. The ball on their own 29-yard line. So the Scotties will come out in an offense. Khalil Render still a quarterback. Again, Khalil 3 touchdown passes away from tying the school record of 31 career touchdown tosses. Raquan Dickens in the backfield along with Render. Dickens, the sophomore out of Largo, Florida, has carried the ball 53 times this year for 416 yards. And Dickens will take the football out over the 33, maybe to the 34-yard. They're going to mark him at the 33. So it'll be a gain of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6. Dickens at 5'9", 195-pounder. Averages 7.8 yards per carry on the season. He's got 2 touchdown rushes so far this year. tight end to the left, fullback to the right, with single receivers top and bottom. To get the football off, though, they fake it quickly over to the right-hand side. Pass complete to Jamison, who's tackled behind the line. It's going to be a loss of 3 on the play. Bring up a second down and 9, or make it third down and 9. So a loss on the pass. Make that third down and 8. Has the ball on the 31-yard line of Highland. Bailey Strunk in the slot to the near side along with Jamison. Or excuse me, that is Damari Kitt. Jamison to the top of the screen, looking left. Hard throw down the left-hand side. That's going to be well out of the reach of Bailey Strunk, as he was guarded by number 7, Shaq Jones. So the Scotties go 3 and out for the second consecutive series. And Trenton York will punt it away on 4th and 8. Tobias Moss, averaging just under or over 2 yards per punt return, as long as it's 12 yards on the season. Off of the right-hand side, that ball is going to go well out of bounds, as Trenton York was again under pressure. Coming in there defensively was number 23, Ish Cisse, who has yet to be blocked, to my count, on 4th down. Sky's going to find a way to keep a hold of that young man, where the Sky's going to get one blocked here during the game. Reaver football, 1st and 10 on their own 48-yard line, just underway here in the second quarter, 13:22 to go. Highland 6, Iowa Western 6. Reavers have had one punt return call back for a penalty. Reavers, left-hand side, breaks it outside, down the sideline. One man's got to get him, and he does. Lorenzo Pratt down the left-hand side. And Antonio Cole saved the touchdown, the sophomore out of Edmond, Oklahoma. Lorenzo Pratt, the redshirt sophomore out of Cocoa, Florida. 411 yards on 77 carries this year, 5.3 yards per carry. He's got 3 rushing touchdowns on the year. He had a real good day the other day against Garden City in the 27-17 loss. Bush rolls to the right. The lefty looking, passes into the flat, and the pass is complete, number 15. Nick Easley, excuse me. And that's going to be a second down, and we'll call it 2 on the Highland 8. So Bush at second down and 2 from the Highland 8-yard line. They give it off to Pratt up the middle. They're going to mark him short of the goal line, down inside the 1. As in on the tackle, number 15, Jacob Rominger, the sophomore out of Overland Park, Kansas, in on the stop. So 1st and goal for the Reavers. Ball inside the Highland 1. And Bush will push it. And he gets it in for the touchdown. A.J. Bush, the redshirt sophomore out of Georgia, picks up his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. And the Reavers take a 12-6 lead here with 12:07 to go in the first half. Patterson, who kicked his first opportunity wide left, is now 13 out of 15 on the year in extra points. Snap is good, hold is good, the kick is up. Hit the goalpost but bounces through. And the Reavers up by 7 now with a 13-6 lead over the Highland Scotties. 12:07 to go in the first half. We'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. No score down at really score down at Coffeyville. Red Ravens lead Iowa Central 6-0. With 13:56 to go in the second quarter down in Coffeyville at Memorial Stadium. No updates from the Ellsworth or Fort Scott at Ellsworth contest. So Bobby Patterson, that's number 28. Mason Lorber, freshman out of Danville, Iowa, will kick it off. High, end over end kick. Isaiah Gray brings it out near the 25-yard line where he's upended by number 3, Daniel Eggswu, or Ezigwu, out of Stafford, Virginia. First and 10 Scotties, ball on their own 26-yard line where the official places the football. Render still in at quarterback. Raquan Dickens, sophomore out of Largo, Florida, behind him in the backfield. Twin receiver to the top-hand side of the screen with Bailey Strunk in the slot. They give it off to Dickens. Dickens will bring it up the left-hand side, cuts it up between two receivers, take the first hit, stays on his feet, finally steps out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Again, Raquan Dickens picks up the first and 10. Raquan with 53 carries for 460 yards so far this year. Just under 8 yards per carry for Raquan. First and 10 Scotties on their own 40-yard line. Highland, they give it off to Dickens. Dickens cuts it up on the inside block by Damari Kitt. And he's finally brought down by number 93. That is Jerian Nelson, a freshman out of Columbia, Missouri. Gain of 8 yards on the carry by Dickens. Scotties with a second down and 2 on their own 48-yard line. 11-11 to go here in the half. Iowa Western leading Highland 12-6. Julie, check your scoreboard. We've only got 2 points for them. Okay. Ball given off to Raquan Terry in the backfield, met behind the line of scrimmage. Going to stop him right at the line of the scrimmage. So no gain for Terry. As in on the stop, number 41, Terrell Collins, the redshirt freshman out of St. Louis, Missouri. So no gain on the last play. Second, we got third down and 2. Reavers showing blitz. Terry with a hard carry, Render with a hard catch, throws it out here in the flat. Pass complete, number 89. That is Brumfield with the football. He gets it all the way down inside the Reaver 38-yard line. First and 10 for the Scotties. Balin Brumfield, a 6'3", 220-pound freshman tight end out of Clay Center, Kansas, with his 5th reception of the year. He's averaging 6 yards per catch. Gives the Scotties the first and 10 on the Iowa Western 37. Strunk at the top, or at the top of the field in the slot with Ronnie Jamison. Damari Kitt here to the near side. Michael Bliss is your fullback. Screen pass to Bliss with the football. Pins his head down, drives forward inside the 30-yard line. Michael Bliss, a fullback out of Onega, Kansas, a 5'11", 225-pound sophomore, with his first reception of the year. Makes it a second down and 3. Highland moving the football here in this series. Terry behind the quarterback, gives it off to Terry. He'll cut it to the left-hand side, slips and falls on the grass surface. As making the tackle was Tobias Moss. Also in on the stop, number 41, Terrell Collins for the Reavers. No gain on the play. We'll bring up a 3rd and 3 on the Reaver 30-yard line with 8:50 to go and counting here in the second quarter. Bailey Strunk comes out of the lineup. Brumfield will be your tight end to the near side of the field. As in at fullback now, number 45, Jamal Wooten on the right-hand side. Wooten, 255-pounder. They're going to run behind him. Up the middle. Nice pause by Terry. Cuts it up to the middle. He'll pick off a 1st and 10 all the way down to the Reaver 20-yard line. Nice quick move by Marquez Terry, the sophomore out of Atlanta, Georgia. And the Scotties have the football. 1st and 10 on the Reaver 20. Raquan Dickens now back in as the running back with twin receiver to the top of their screen. Reavers in a 4-3 front. Render back to pass. Will step up in the pocket. Looking. We'll cut it up. Cuts it near inside the 15 down to the 8. Make that the 12-yard line. So a nice running gain by Khalil Render. As he uses his legs, will bring up a 2nd down and 4. Ball just inside the Scotty. Make that just outside the Scotty 13. Could be Iowa Western 13. Dickens goes to the wrong side of the quarterback. Now Render in trouble. He'll go down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on the carry. As we had a malfunction in the play call. Raquan Dickens went to the right-hand side. Render expected him to come to the left, and there was nobody to hand the football off to. So a loss on the play is going to bring up 3rd and 5. As the ball just outside the 15-yard line. 6:50 to go in the quarter. 13-6 your score in favor of the Reavers of Iowa Western. Blitz coming from the outside. Throws to the corner to Bailey Strunk. Strunk cannot catch the football. We do not have any flags on the play as there was contact. But the incomplete pass on the fade route is going to bring out 4th and 5 for the Scotties. On the Reaver 15. Highland can run a screen play here. Good place on the field to run a screen. Or a drag route across the middle. Dickens in the backfield, along with Render. Reaver will roll to his left. Throws it into the corner to Bailey Strunk, and he cannot make the catch. Strunk had it in both hands, but the ground caused him to drop it. And the football will go over on down to the Reavers. 1st and 10 on their own 15-yard line with 6:32 to go in the half. Nice effort by Bailey. He just could not keep control of the football once he hit the turf. And that'll be a play Highland's going to wish they had later on in the contest. So A.J. Bush will lead out the Reaver offense. Pratt, the ball carrier, met near the line of scrimmage. He may have picked up a half a yard, if anything. Swarming in there was number 4, Tyler Sims, sophomore out of Columbia, South Carolina, with 29 tackles on the year, 3.5 sacks. For Tyler, we've got an injured player on the field, and it will be a Reaver. So we've got a timeout on the field for the injury. Iowa Western 13, Highland 6, 6:19 to go in the first half. We'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. from around the Jayhawk Conference in Region 6. Ellsworth, Iowa leads Fort Scott in Ellsworth 10-0 with 11:08 to go in the second quarter. Coffeyville Red Ravens lead the Iowa Central Tritons 7-0 with 10:27 to go in Coffeyville. Round of Big 8, or excuse me, round of Big 12. Kansas trails Oklahoma State 31-20 with $1:43 to go in the third. It is Kansas State 24, Texas 14 with 8:04 to go in the ball game. And we're getting the injured player for Iowa Western. They've got him to sit up on the field at the moment. Scotty fans, don't forget that the Scotties will take on Fort Scott next Saturday. They'll be at Fort Scott. Iowa Western will be at Iowa Central at 2:30 next Saturday. Scotties are at Fort Scott. They have Coffeyville at home, and then they will finish off the season at Ellsworth. The Reavers will be at Iowa Central. Then they will host Ellsworth, Iowa, and the College of DuPage to round out their regular season. Injured player for the Reavers, number 71, was Brock Cavanis. He's an offensive guard, 6'2", 285-pound freshman out of Knoxville, Iowa. He's up, and he will come off the field with some assistance. It appears to be a leg injury. But the young man is not limping, so we wish him the very best. So Iowa Western football, second down and 10, ball on their own 15-yard line with 6:19 to go here in the second quarter. And they've got a 7-point lead over the Highland Scotties, 13-6. A.J. Bush in at quarterback with Lorenzo Pratt to his right, twin receiver to the near side. And Nick Easley in the slot. Roll out to the right, looking for Easley on up and go. Easley wide open down the sideline where he is knocked out of bounds by number 5, Sam Jala, the sophomore out of Orlando, Florida. On a nice catch by Nick Easley. Easley, their best receiver, the sophomore out of Newton, Iowa, came into the contest with 31 grabs on the year, 10.5 yards per reception, and 2 touchdown receptions on the year. 6 foot, 204-pounder. Gives the Reavers the 1st and 10 on his catch at the Iowa Western 49-yard line. So Bush at 1st and 10. Easley in motion. He'll go back across the field. Looking for a man coverage. Bush calls the adjustment on the offense. As Pratt moves to the right of the quarterback, they turn, give it off to Pratt. Up the middle. Tackle from behind by number 7, Brandon Berry. Then a gain of 4 on the carry for Pratt, who came into the contest with 411 yards on 77 carries for 5.3 yards per carry. Now on the Highland 47-yard line with 5:17 and counting. Slot receiver, top of the screen. Scotty's in the 4-3. Here comes the outside blitz. Quarterback under pressure, and he's going to go down with a big sack or a loss on the carry. Jeremiah Hill got to him first, then Tyler Sims finished him off. And a big loss on the play will be 3rd down and 15 yards to go for the Reavers. Back on their own, a 44-yard line. Clock continues to run at 4:38 and rolling here. The Scotties trailing the Reavers by the count of 13-6. Bush looks to the sideline. Did they look for any changes in the play call? Three receivers to the near side. We've got a timeout on the field. Charged Iowa Western. First timeout for the Reavers in the half. The Scotties have all three of theirs left. 4:21 to go in the half. Iowa Western 13, Highland 6. We'll be back in a bit. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Team for Iowa Western, ball on their own 44-yard line. Three receivers to the near side. One solo receiver to the top of your screen. Bush back to pass, looking, under pressure. We have a holding penalty on the flag. We've got a tackle in the backfield by number 15, Jacob Robinger, in on tackle. It's going to look like a holding play against the Reaver offensive line. Penalty is going to be declined. Scotties will take the loss on the play. Then it's going to be 4th down and a mile. So Bobby Patterson will come in to punt the football away as deep for the Scotties. There's number 9. And that is Ronnie Jamison back to receive the punt. Jamison averaging 17.3 yards per punt return, spiral kick. Jamison will pick it up, get through the first receiver, then he's going to be met. Ball onto the field, going to be recovered by Iowa Western. It appeared to be that getting on the football, number 55, was Eric Davis, and it is Iowa Western football. Second time this afternoon that the Iowa Western Reavers have got an advantage over the Scotties. Brady Smith, the long snapper, came down and got the football as it was fumbled by Ronnie Jamison. Damari Kidd had muffed the football, and Jamison now with a fumble. Will give the Reavers the football 1st and 10 on the Highland 29 with just over 4 minutes to play in the half. So A.J. Bush, a quarterback, will run it up the middle. He's going to be met hard by Brandon Berry, number 14, Kendrick Caddis. That number 4, Tyler Sims. A game of 2, we'll call it. 2nd down and 8 on the Highland 27-yard line. 3:40 to go and counting here in the second quarter. Reavers trying to add to that 13-6 lead. Rolling out left is Bush. Bush throws out into the flat down low as it bounced in front of number 15, Nick Easley, the wide receiver out of Newton, Iowa. So that'll stop the clock with 3:27 to go in the half. And give the Reavers a 3rd down and 8 on the Highland 27. Scotty defense needs a big defensive play here. The wind not a factor in the ball game as the flags are laying limp at the foul pole across the way. They give it off to Pratt up the middle. He's going to get inside the 22-yard line. And that's going to bring up about 4th and 3. And the Reavers are going to go for it here with 3:07 to go in the quarter. Pratt in the backfield along with A.J. Bush. Slot man To the top of the screen is Nick Easley, number 15. Tavian Williams to the top of the screen. And Kadeem Goldborn to the bottom. Bush back to pass. Looking, will be flushed out of the pocket under pressure. Will throw it up for grabs, and it goes incomplete. So the Scotties dodged the bullet at the 5-yard line, take possession of the football on downs. So the fumble on the punt return does not hurt the Scotties, as they'll take over on downs, 1st and 10 on their own 22-yard line with 2:38 to go in the first half. Marquez Terry in the backfield along with Khalil Render. Render gives it off to Terry. He's met immediately by number 42, Nick Anderson, a freshman out of Waukee, Iowa, who came into the contest with 38 tackles, averaging 6.3 a contest. Met him right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Clock continues to run at 2:15. Damari Kitt to the near side. Jamison and Strunk to the top of the screen. Back to passes Render. He'll roll to his right. Looking. Penalty flag will bring this one back as it goes down to Bailey Strunk, and Strunk dropped the football. Flag's going to come back on holding against the Scotty offensive line. Strunk had gotten behind the defender, but could not hang on to the football, which really doesn't matter. So we've got offensive holding against the Scotties. Penalty, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. We'll bring up 2nd down and 20. As we'll go. Western's going to refuse the penalty, take the result of the play, which is the incomplete pass. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 from the Highland 22. And now we've got timeout charged at Highland Scotties. This is Highland's first timeout of the half. Both teams now have 2 timeouts remaining with $1:52 to play. Iowa Western 13, Highland 6. We'll be back in a second. You're watching the Sky Sports Network. Scotty football, 3rd and 10 from their own 22-yard line with 1:52 to go in the first half. Trailing the Iowa Western Reavers by a count of 13-6. Render in the backfield with Terry to his right. Terry steps up, Render steps up, long pass down the sideline. Goes incomplete, almost picked off by the Reavers, number 18. Williams almost made the interception. Defending on the play with the Highland receiver, number 8, Damari Kitt. So instead of going for a high percentage pass, Highland went for it all on 3rd and 10. Now they're going to have to punt the football away with the clock stopped at $1:44. Trenton York in to punt the football away from his own 7-yard line. Goes between his hands into the backfield. They're going to be caught in the end zone. He throws the football away. And they're going to say that was, could go down as a forward pass. But if he goes forward pass, there's nobody in return to receive it. So they're going to say the penalty occurred in the end zone. It's a safety. So the illegal pass attempt with intentional grounding was in the end zone. That will be a safety against the Scotties. It is intentional grounding, which I thought it would be. Quarterback was outside the box. That is a safety for the penalty occurred in the end zone. So the Scotties give up a 2-point safety.
They dodged a bullet there.
They've dodged a bullet on a couple fumbles. Western had a punt return call back for a touchdown. But giving up 2 points here with 1:37 to go in the half. And it is now a 9-point lead by the Reavers, makes it a huge turnaround. Iowa Western 15, Highland 6. So the Scotties now are going to have to hang on here and not get down any further here before the whistle at halftime. So Highland will punt the football away, and the Reavers will get the football back with 1:37 to play. And again, there you wonder on that play on 3rd and 10, throwing for it all, which stopped the clock. Then the football goes between the hands of the punter, and you give up the 2-point safety. So a big swing, and the Reavers still with plenty of time on the clock with 1:37 to play. So Trenton York will punt the football away. York, who averages just under 32 yards a punt. He's got Tobias Moss back. And number 15, Nick Easley, is deep. There's a spit high. Spiral kick. Easley will take it from his own 34. Up the middle to the 50. Cuts it across the fifth first strike. Down inside the 45 to the 42-yard line. Before he's brought down by number 44, Shea Crum, a freshman out of Concordia, Kansas. So the Reavers with the football in Highland territory at the Scotty 42-yard line, make it 43-yard line. And 1:31 to go, still in the half. So Reavers with the football. 1st and 10 from the Scotty, 43. Bush back to pass. Steps it up, throws it over the middle. Pass complete, number 15, Nick Easley. As Easley tackle on the play by number 28, Tyreek Washington, a freshman out of Wichita. Or correction, that was number 22. Tyreek Carmichael, freshman out of Junction City on the tackle. 1st and 10, Iowa Western. We've got timeout as the Scotty defense wants to talk things over with 1:17 to go in the half. And Highland trying to plug the holes in the dam here at the moment, trying to not lose any more points. We'll be back in a bit. You're watching the Sky Sports Network. 15-6 is your score, Iowa Western over Highland. First and 10 Reavers. 1:17 to go, first half. On the Highland, 26-yard line. A.J. Bush fires over to the right, left-hand side. Pass complete to number 14, Kadeem Goulburn. Redshirt freshman out of Weston, Florida. Averaging 10.1 yards per catch. Just 1 yard short of the first and 10. Second down and 9. 1:12 to go in the half. They're now on the Highland 17-yard line. They give it off. No, fake handoff. Bush rolling to his right, and he's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage, number 7. Brandon Berry, the defensive end out of Griffin, Florida. Big sack that time by Berry. His second sack of the contest. He's now got 10.5 sacks on the year, and we've got a timeout on the field charged to Iowa Western. 1 minute to go here in the football contest in the first half. 15-6 your score. I had a quick look on the scoreboard around the conference. As Coffeyville now leads Iowa Central 24-0 with 2 minutes to go in the first half down in Coffeyville. As I quickly look through here, Fort Scott now leads Ellsworth, Iowa 21-10 with 2:45 to go in the second quarter. As Fort Scott trailed 10-0 just a little bit ago. So Reaver football 3rd and 8. Make it 3rd and 9. Ball on the Scotty 24-yard line with 1 minute to go in the quarter. 3 receivers, top of the screen. Bush will cut it up the middle. He breaks the one tackle, gets into the secondary, finally brought down. The ball all came loose. But they give that to the Scotties. Oh, my. Penalty flag on the field. Let's see if it comes back. They're going to mark the fumble. The head lineman gave it to the Scotties. It did appear that Bush was well down ahead of the fumble. Holding against the offense. They're going to refuse it. Highland with a gift here at the end of the first half. Has the football on their own 7-yard line. So Highland football, 1st and 10, 52.4 seconds to go in the half. So Render in at quarterback with Terry behind him at the 1-yard line. And they're going to turn and give it off Marquez Terry. Terry looking for a hole. He's not going to find anything at the 5-yard line. The Reavers have a timeout. They can stop the clock if they choose so. But so far, neither team wants to call timeout here, and everybody's going to go to the house with the score as is. Scotty's taking their time. There's about a 4-second differential on the play clock and the game clock. Scotty ball on the Highland 6-yard line. 2nd down and 11. High snap, give it off to Terry. He'll cut it up near the right-hand side. He'll be brought down with number 93. And he's still pushing and shoving his way out near the 8-yard line. And that's going to be the end of your half. Iowa Western, coming from behind, leads the Scotties 15-6 after the first 30 minutes. We'll get some stats, some updated scores, and be back. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Welcome back to Kissinger Field in Highland, Kansas, as the Iowa Western Reavers lead your Highland Scotties by a count of 15-6 after the first 30 minutes of play. Scoring went this way. Iowa Western led things off with 6:30 to go in the first quarter as A.J. Bush carried it in on a quarterback keeper from 5 yards out. The extra point attempt was no good, and the score stood at 6-0. Highland came back with 4:52 to go in the first quarter as Marquez Terry ran it in for his 10th touchdown of the year from 6 yards away. The extra point attempt was no good, and we were tied at 6-6. Iowa Western came back with 12:07 to go in the second quarter as A.J. Bush carried it in from 1 yard out for his second touchdown of the contest. And the score stood at 13-6 after the conversion attempt was good. Scotties gave up a safety on a intentional grounding as the ball had gotten away from the Highland punter in the end zone. And that was with 1 minute to go in the, or 1:17 to go in the first half. And your score stands at halftime, 15-6 in favor of Iowa Western. For the Scotties, Highland with a total of 140 yards on the first half on 36 plays. Iowa Western got 143 yards in total offense on 32 plays. Highland with 64 yards passing on 4 of just 11 passes. The Reavers 6 of 12 for 79 yards on the ground. Highland with a slight edge, 76 yards on 25 carries. The Reavers 64 yards on 20 carries. The first downs are even in the contest. Leading rusher for the Scotties is Marquez Terry, 51 yards on 15 attempts. Raquan Dickens has carried the ball 3 times for 26 yards. Khalil Render has carried the ball 5 times for a -1 yard. And Trenton York has carried the ball once for a -12 yards. That was where the safety came into play. Leading rusher for Iowa Western, Lorenzo Pratt, 5 carries for 45 yards. A.J. Bush has carried the ball 13 times for 11 yards. T-Boy White has carried the ball 1 carry for 7 yards. Passing is this way. A.J. Bush for Iowa Western, 6 out of 12. No touchdowns, no interceptions for 79 yards. Highlands Khalil Render, 4 completions on just 11 pass attempts. No touchdowns, no interceptions on 64 yards. The leading receiver for Highland is Bailey Strunk. He caught the ball 1 time for 44 yards. Balin Brumfield caught the ball 1 time for 15 yards. Michael Bliss has caught the ball 1 time for 7 yards. Ronnie Jamison has got 1 catch for a -2 yards. For Iowa Western, Nick Easley led the way with 4 catches for 68 yards. Kadeem Goldburn, 1 catch for 9 yards. Anthony Turner, 1 catch for 2 yards. Defensively, Tyler Sims with a quarterback sack for the Scotties. Jacob Rominger's got 1 for 9. Jeremiah Hill's got 1 for 9. And Brandon Berry's got 1 for 7. Leading tackler for the Scotties right now is Brandon Berry. He's got 4 total. Robinger with 2. Ed Covington with 2. Antonio Cole has got 2. Leading tackler for the Reavers is Jerian Nelson, who's got 2 tackles on the contest. Big issue in the contest, the Scotties was not able to convert on the 4th down. I got 4th down and 10, or 3rd down and 10. A long fade pass stopped the clock and gave the Reavers the opportunity on the bobbled punt attempt by the Scotties, where Highland almost gave up a touchdown but got away with just giving up the 2 points on the safety on the intentional grounding call. Then later, right before the end of the very first half, with the fumble by Iowa Western that from my angle did not appear to be a fumble, was given to the Highland Scotties. And we still stand at a 15-6 score. Again, the Scotties have only scored 6 points against the Reavers in school history in a single contest. Highland came in being outscored by the Reavers in their 4 previous meetings by the count of 181 points to 18 points. The Reavers lead the series 4-0. Again, last year the score was 13-6 in favor of the Reavers over Highland up in Council Bluffs. So we've got 10:05 to go in the halftime. It's Iowa Western 15, Highland 6. We'll be back for the second half kickoff. You're watching this Scotty Sports Network. Welcome back to Catching Your Field in Highland, Kansas. It's the Iowa Western Reavers 15, your Highland Scotties 6. After one half of play, Scotties gave up 8 points late in the half. And they're falling behind here 15-6. Start the third quarter. Other scores from around the Jayhawk Conference, the Region 6, Coffeyville leads Iowa Central 24-0 at half. Fort Scott leads Ellsworth, Iowa 21-17 at the break. That game played up in Ellsworth. Lady Scotty Volleyball fell to number 16, Des Moines, Iowa this afternoon by the count of 17-25, 24-26, and 15-25 in volleyball action. The Scotties take on Iowa Lakes this afternoon at 3 o'clock to finish up their play up at the Fort Dodge, Iowa Central Tournament. Highland went 2-0 yesterday as they defeated North Iowa Area Community College and Iowa Central in back-to-back matches. Lady Scotties will travel to Cali this Wednesday, October the 26th at 6:30 to finish out their Region 6 play. Then they'll finish out their regular season on Tuesday, November the 1st at Wentworth Military Academy in Lexington, Missouri at 6 p.m. Scotty football plays the next Saturday, October the 29th at Fort Scott down at Prairie Field at 7 o'clock. Men's and women's cross-country teams will play at the Region 6 Championships down at Prairie Ridge Park in Hutchinson on next Saturday. Coming up on Tuesday, November the 1st, Lady Scotty basketball tips off their season as they host William Penn Junior Varsity at Ben Allen Fieldhouse here in town at 6 o'clock. That contest will be available over the Scotty Sports Network. We'll bring you as many away games as possible for women's and men's basketball this year. So stay with us and check out the links on the Highland website at ScottyAthletics.com. Also be sure to check out the Jayhawk Conference website for other information, scores, standings, and stats from around the Jayhawk Conference at kjccc.org. Updates from around the Big 12 with 4:58 to go in the fourth quarter. It's Oklahoma State leading Kansas 44-20. And finally, it was Kansas State coming from behind to defeat Texas by the count of 24-21. Other scores in the Big 12 games to be played later on this evening. TCU is at West Virginia. Oklahoma is at Texas Tech in the Big 12. Lady Scotties with a quick update. They lead Iowa Lakes Community College early in the first set, 5-0. You can follow the volleyball action online at Twitter at Scotty Highland Athletics at HCC Scotties. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Russ Karn, RUSSKARN. So the Scotties will kick off the football to start the second half. Lorenzo Pratt and Nick Easley, correct number 3, that is Daniel Ezegwo, redshirt freshman out of Stafford, Virginia, deep to receive the kickoff. End over end kick will go out of bounds on the far side of the field. That'll be a penalty flag and a violation against the Scotties. Reavers will have the football to have their option at the 35-yard line. So just underway here with the third quarter. Iowa Western 15, Highland 6. As the Reavers will have the football at the far hash mark at the 35-yard line. A.J. Bush, the backup quarterback, in place of regular starter Andre Nunes, who's out with a concussion, has went the distance so far this afternoon. Guys, they fake the handoff, quick throw out to the flat pass, complete number 21, Anthony Turner, freshman out of Hartwell, Georgia. So a quick hitch on the pass. That'll be able to pick up 2 yards. Dominic Williams, the freshman out of Nashville, Tennessee, on the tackle for the Scotties. 2nd down and 8 for the Reavers. Ball on the Iowa Western 37-yard line. Pratt down the left-hand side. That's going to come back as a holding flag. Gain was good enough for a 1st and 10, but there's a flag at the 37-yard line. So the indication is holding against the Reavers. That'll be a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 18. So Reaver football make that 2nd and 18 from their own 27-yard line. A.J. Bush, the quarterback, redshirt sophomore out of Alpharetta, Georgia, came into the contest connecting on 41% of his passes. Has yet to throw a touchdown pass this afternoon. Reavers with 3 receivers to the near side, 1 receiver to the far side. As they move Pratt to the right-hand side of the quarterback. Quarterback draw up the middle. Tackle made by number 12, Antonio Cole. Sophomore out of Edmond, Oklahoma, came into the contest with 27 tackles. Gain on the play will bring up a 3rd down. We'll call it 12 as the ball placed on the 33. 13:55 and rolling here. Iowa Western 15, Highland 6 is your score here in the 3rd quarter. Man in motion, fake of the toss. They throw it out to the left-hand side. Number 21, Anthony Turner. Turner ran out of bounds on the far side of the field by number 3, Dominic Williams. Being near a 1st and 10, be short of the 1st and 10 by about 2 yards. Then Iowa Western, we're going to punt the football away here on 4th and 2 from their own 43-yard line. Ball in the good spot to run it, should Iowa Western choose so. They hustle out onto the field. Jamari Kitt goes back to receive the possible punt at his own 25-yard line. Patterson kicks the ball away. Spiral kick. Fair catch called for. And we've got a penalty flag against the Reavers is running into Damari Kitt. Was number 29. Yeah, number 29 was Noah McWell, a freshman out of Sioux City, Iowa. So the Scotties will have possession of the football. Or should Highland want them to re-kick the football? And they're going to bring the football down. Highland will take possession of the ball. As the officials are still discussing exactly where to place the ball on the field. They're going to say there was no foul as the ball was partially blocked. So they're going to by rule, they're going to replay the ball.
So somebody breathing too hard with the pee in their mouth, and then the whistle sounds, so now they're going to redo it after all that.
So what you just saw did not occur. And they're going to move the chains back where they were. Hopefully they can figure out where they were. This is the second call from this officiating group this afternoon that has been rather unique, to use a fancy word. So it's going to be 4th, and they're going to replay the ball at the 4th and 2 at the 43-yard line. So we're going to kick this thing over. Ronnie Jameson stands back at his 15-yard line. And again, this is about part of the field where the Reavers could run the football if they wanted to. There's a snap, punt away, spiral kick, got to turn over. Fair catch called for again. And this time without any contact, the guys will have the football 1st and 10 on their own 12-yard line. Man, I'm scratching my head trying to figure out exactly what happened in that play. So anyway, 1st and 10 for the Scotties, ball on their own 12 with 12:51 to go in the 3rd. The Scotties still trail the Reavers 15-6 here in the 3rd quarter. Khalil Render, who again has only thrown 11 passes in the contest through first 30 minutes, completing just 4. They give it off to Terry. Terry to the right-hand side, puts his head down, plows forward. He'll get out near the 17-yard line where he stopped there. As in on the tackle was number 90, Luke Worden. Worden, a freshman out of Belmont, Iowa, with 24 tackles coming into the contest. But after a gain of about 6, be 2nd down and a long 4. Damari Kitt to the near side of the field. Jameson, top of the field. Again, Terry plows his head forward, gets near the 19-yard line where he'll be stopped there and swarmed under. Worden again on the tackle for the Reavers. Along with number 50, that is Jalen Dingle, a redshirt freshman out of Detroit, Michigan. 3rd and 3 for the Scotties. The ball just inside the Highland, on the 19-yard line. As Jamal Wooten steps out of the lineup for the Scotties. Twin receiver to the near side. Bailey Strunk in the slot. Render looking, will step up. Finally making his mind now, overthrows Strunk on the crossing route. And that'll stop the clock, and Hyde will have to punt the football away on 4th and 3. So going into punt, number 86, Trenton New York. He was averaging just under 32 yards a punt. He's got 39 kicks on the year. We'll send this away from about his own 10-yard line. Punt is away, spiral kick. Going to be taken, fumbled on the play. Ball onto the ground, a strumble for it. And it looks like it could be a Highland football. The way the Reavers are acting, and it is Scotty football. Coming away with the ball for Highland, number 22. And that is Tyreek Carmichael, a 5'10", 185-pound freshman out of Junction City, Kansas. So finally the Scotties get a break on a specialties play. And they'll try if they can take advantage of the football here. 1st and 10 on the Reaver 48-yard line. Render gives it off to Terry. No, Render with the football. Pass down to Jameson on the fly route. Had the inside position, but the ball was thrown to the outside shoulder. Akeem Bailey defending on the play for the Reavers. So they end up 2nd down and 10. So Highland going for broke again on 1st and 10 after a mix-up on special teams. Bailey Strunk in the near slot. Kitt to the near side of the field. Jameson to the top of the screen. They give it off to Terry. He'll push his way forward. Head-on collision out near the Reaver 30, to make that 43-yard line. As he is brought down by number 93, Jerian Nelson, a freshman out of Columbia, Missouri. Gain on the play by Marquez Terry of 5 yards, 3rd down and 5. 10:49 to go, 3rd quarter. Reavers still lead the Scotties 15-6. Bailey Strunk will go to the slot on the far side of the field. Jamal Wooten, the fullback, on the near side here. Give it off to Terry. He'll work it to the left-hand side. Cuts inside the block by Damari Kitt. Gets near the 1st and 10. It is a 1st and 10. Another hard run by Marquez Terry for the Scotties. And Highland now with a 1st and 10 on the Reaver 26-yard line. Clock continues to run as Scotty's moving the football down the field, heading into the sunshine at the west end of the stadium. Render with a high snap, gives it off to Terry. He'll work it left-hand side again, cuts inside the defensive end, is met there. He'll gain about 2 yards on the carry as he was brought down by number 34, Russell Jones, a sophomore out of Waterloo, Iowa, with 49 tackles on the season. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 for the Scotties on the Reaver 34-yard line. Slot receiver to the top of the screen. Reavers in a 4-3 front. Man-to-man coverage on the outside receivers. Again, they give it off, this time to Dickens. Dickens gets away from one defender down the middle of the field. Jaquan Dickens goes in for the touchdown. Raquan Dickens picking up his 3rd touchdown run of the season. And the Scotties have gotten within 3. Nice run by Raquan Jenkins, the 995-pound sophomore out of Largo, Florida. Came into the contest averaging just 8 yards per carry. And Render in the backfield as Highland will go for 2 with Dickens. Pass into the end zone is incomplete as they went one-on-one with Ronnie Jamison. We've got a penalty flag in the end zone, or on the 5-yard line. It could be defensive interference. It could be offensive interference. We'll have to see what the striped shirts say this time. It is illegal procedure is declined. So the illegal procedure against the Scotties was declined. The play was no good. And Highland gets 6. 9:18 to go, 3rd quarter. Iowa Western 15, Highland 12. We'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Trent York will kick it off for the Scotties. As deep for the Reavers, Lorenzo Pratt to number 3, Daniel Ezigwu. Deep to receive the kickoff. End over end kick gets to Pratt at about the 18-yard line around the right-hand side, and he's going to be swarmed under. In there on the tackle for the Scotties, number 27. Number 27 for the Scotties is Alex Bott, a freshman out of Wichita, Kansas. Reaver football, 1st and 10 on their own 23-yard line where the official will place it with 9:11 to go here in the third. So Reaver football, as A.J. Bush will be back in at quarterback with Lorenzo Pratt to his side. 3 receivers to the top of the screen. Fake handoff. They quickly throw out into flat here to number 14, Kadeem Goulburn. As number 21, Isaiah Gray on the tackle. Gain of about 5. 2nd down and 5 for the Reavers. Ball on the 28-yard line. Bush in the backfield, tripped up by number 7. That is Brandon Berry, the defensive end. Berry with several big tackles for losses so far in the contest. Gain of about a half a yard on that one. 3rd down and 5 for Iowa Western. Ball resting just inside their own 28-yard line. Bush with an empty backfield this time. And we've got timeout on the field, charged Iowa Western. First timeout of the half by the Reavers. The Scotties have all 3 of theirs left here, and then they final 60 minutes, or final 30 minutes. 8:24 to go, 3rd quarter. Iowa Western 15, Highland 12. We'll be back in a bit. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Reaver football, 3rd and 5. 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Lorenzo Pratt in the backfield along with quarterback A.J. Bush for the Reavers. Ball on the 28-yard line. Snap of the football, Bush run it up, met by Brandon Berry on the right-hand side. And a penalty comes flying down, and we've got problems between the 2 outside receivers here. So getting into it for the Scotty defense with number 21, Isaiah Gray, and number 14 for the Reavers, Kadeem Goulburn. And this should be a dead ball foul, personal foul against the defense. And oh my, a big penalty here for the Scotties. And Coach Arnold is extremely upset, along with the Highland bench. So a dead ball, 15-yard penalty on the unnecessary roughness against Isaiah Gray will give the Reavers a 1st and 10 on their own 44-yard line with 8:16 to go. Ball given off to Pratt, swarmed under in the backfield. Right there with number 4, Tyler Sims, the sophomore out of Columbia, South Carolina. Tyler Sims, 29 tackles coming into the contest. He's now got 2.5 for losses. And it's going to be 2nd down and 13 yards to go for Iowa Western on their own 41. So the Scotty defense fired up. Here comes the blitz. Pratt with the football. He's going to be met by number 12, Antonio Cole. Cole with a tackle. Excuse me, that's number 13, Jeremiah Hill, in on the stop. Scotty doing a little bit of celebrating on defense. It's 3rd down and 11 after a gain of 1. Ball on the Reaver 43. A.J. Bush back in the gun for the Reavers. 3 receivers to the near side. Solo receiver to the top of the screen. Pratt to the left of the quarterback. Back to pass his Bush. Looking for a crossing route. We'll tuck it under. He's going to throw it over to the side. Intercepted by the Scotties. Coming up with the football, number 3, Dominique Williams. Williams still loose, but finally brought down at the 35-yard line. Williams with the interception, the first miscue by Bush this afternoon. And the Scotties with the first big turnover of the contest. They'll have the football 1st and 10 on the Iowa Western 35. So the Scotties the golden opportunity here in the Reaver territory with 6:40 to go in the contest, first quarter to go in the 3rd quarter. Render and that quarterback. Throw over to Bailey Strunk. Strunk met on a good, solid, open field tackle by number 1 by the Reavers. That is Akeem Bailey, redshirt freshman of Atlanta, Georgia, with 25 tackles on the year. No gain on the completion. Scotties have had a couple passes of no gain and negative yards today. So a 2nd down and 10 on the Reaver 35. Scotty's on the far hash mark. Will send Bailey Strunk to the slot near side. Got Jamal Wooten in at fullback. They give it off to Terry. Terry gets through the initial line. The linebacker breaks it loose down inside the 25-yard line to the 24. And a 1st and 10 again for Highland as Marquez Terry continues his downfield running. You got to give it to Marquez Terry. He runs downhill. He runs hard. He does not give up on a play. And it's been a while since we've had a Scotty running back that's done that. 1st and 10, Scotty. Ball on the Reaver. 19, make it 24-yard line. They again give it off to Terry. Cuts inside the fullback or inside the linebacker. Tackle maybe number 34, Russell Jones on the play from Waterloo, Iowa. And another big gain by the running back out of Atlanta, Georgia, Marquez Terry. 2nd down and we'll call it 3 on a gain of 7. Terry came in at the contest with 662 yards on 132 carries, averaging 5 yards a run. They give it off now. Pass into the flat to Bailey Strunk. Wide open. Strunk gets inside the receivers. And he'll make it down to the 10-yard line, maybe to the 9 on the play, before he is tackled by Tobias Moss. 1st and goal, Scotty's on the Reaver 9 with 4:46 and counting here to go in the 3rd. Scotty's down by 3. Raquan Dickens in the backfield along with Render. Damari Kitt to the near side. Strunk and Jamison to the top side. Give it off to Dickens. Dickens lowers his head, plows forward down around the 7-yard line. So a gain of 2. We'll put the football on the Reavers 7. Then make it 2nd and goal. Balin Brumfield, the tight end, now checks into the Highland lineup, and Bailey Strunk will check out. So Highland with a tight end and a fullback down in the lineup. Brumfield lines up on the left-hand side of the offensive line. Jamal Wooten, the fullback, on the right-hand side. They give it off to Terry. He'll run it left, steps inside the defender. It's hit near the 8-yard line. He'll be stopped there. As it on the stop was number 42, Dick Anderson, a freshman out of Waukee, Iowa. So a loss on the play brings up 3rd and goal for the Scotties. As the ball on the Reaver, we'll call it 7-yard line. Tied into the right-hand side. Again, they're going to give it off to Terry. Terry breaks it through the line. He's in there. Touchdown. Marquez Terry with his 11th running touchdown of the year, which leads the Jayhawk Conference. And the Scotties have regained the lead at 18-15 with 3:09 or 3:03 to go here in the third. And the Scotties, who have given up the kicking game long ago, who had 2 extra points returned back for extra points, are going to go for 2 here again. Jamison to the left-hand side. They give it off to Perry. Nope. Render with the football, looking into the end zone, and it is incomplete as it could not be pulled in by Jamison. So with 3:03 to go in the third quarter, it's the Highland Scotties 18, the Iowa Western Reavers 15. We'll be back in just a bit. You're watching the Scotties Sports Network. Trent York will put the boot to this one as Deet returned the kickoff for the Reavers. Yes, number 2, Lorenzo Pratt. Then number 3, Danielle Ezegwu. End over end kick. Ezegwu will have a chance to return it from his own 10-yard line. Breaks it to the right. Now back up to the field. Gets out near the 25-yard line. We'll be tripped up there. Daz in there on the tackle, number 54 for the Scotties is Gabe Wary, freshman out of Clay Center, Kansas, on the tackle. So 1st and 10 Reavers as the ball is going to be placed on their own 25-yard line. Scotty with their most points ever scored against the Reavers in a single ball game of 18. Up until today it was 6. Highland trying to come away with their first victory over the Reavers in school history. Pass out into the flat to Pratt. Tackle made by number 13, Jeremiah Hill. Freshman of Carroll, Georgia, with 48 tackles on the year. So no gain on the completion, they say. 2nd down and 10 for the Reavers on their own 25. 2:35 and rolling here in the third quarter. Scotties leading the Reavers by the count of 18-15. Bush back to pass under pressure. He's going to roll out to his left. He gets away momentarily. He's going to get to the 1st and 10 before he's run out of bounds by number 12, Antonio Cole. So A.J. Bush, the backup quarterback for the Reavers, came in averaging 3.1 yards per run. He's 58 carries on the year for 181 yards. He's got 1 rushing touchdown. Coming into the contest, 1st and 10, Iowa Western. Ball on the 39-yard line. Make it the 40-yard line. Three receivers to the near side. Bush will run it again. And he slipped a tackle in the backfield. Gets near the line of scrimmage. Will pick up 1 or 2 yards maybe before he is knocked out of bounds. Over there by number 3, Dominic Williams. Scotty converted on the turnover. Dominic Williams with the interception. Highland comes down and gets the leading touchdown here in the third quarter. 2nd down and 8 for the Reavers. Ball on their own 42. Again, trippers to the right. Bush now throws out into the left to Pratt. Pratt cuts it up. He'll get to the 1st and 10 over the midfield stripe. Down near the Highland 49. Stands in on the tackle for the Scotties. Number 99. That was Doolin Watson. 1st and 10 Iowa Western on the Scotty 49-yard line. 1:25 to go, third quarter. Fake handoff. Bush with the football, runs to the left. He's going to cut it up, gets over the far side. Tackle made by number 24, Kyle Pottinger for the Scotties. But not until he picked up 8 yards on the carry. 2nd down and 2 for the Reavers. They're moving the football in chunks here late in the third. Under a minute to go on the Highland 41. Bush out into the flat. Pass complete to number 21. That's Anthony Turner, freshman out of Hartwell, Georgia. And we've got a timeout on the field. Apparently timeout by the Scotties is what's been called, with 48.3 seconds to go in the third. We'll be back. Scotties 18, Reavers 15. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Lady Scotties up 2-0 over Iowa Lakes in the Lady Triton tournament up in Fort Dodge, Iowa this afternoon. Be sure to check out Highland on Twitter at HCC Scotties. The Reavers with the football, 1st and 10. A.J. Bush, the ball carrier, the quarterback. He's going to be tackled on the play by number 24, Kyle Pottinger, again on the stop. Gain of 4 on the carry. 2nd down and 6 for Iowa Western. Ball on the Highland 33-yard line. 13 seconds to go in the third quarter. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. Now back to Bush, looking left-hand side, throws it out there, complete. Pass is complete to number 15, Nick Easley, their leading receiver on the day. Pass was just good enough for a 1st and 10, and that's the end of the third quarter. We've got 45 minutes in the book. We got 15 seconds to go, or 15 minutes to go. It's Highland 18, Iowa Western 15. We'll be back from Kessinger Field in Highland in just a bit. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. Updates from around the Jayhawk Conference this afternoon. Coffeyville leads Iowa Central 26-6 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. As here at Kessinger Field, the Iowa Western Reavers with the football, 1st and 10 on the Scotty 27-yard line. Reavers looking to the sideline. Low snap. Back to the quarterback, Bush. Bush looking. Penalty flag on the field. That run's going to come back for holding. Going down hard near the sideline with Brandon Berry for the Scotties. But I believe we've got a holding penalty against the offensive line of Iowa Western. As it is holding against the Reavers. So 10-yard penalty from the previous spot will bring up first down and 20. To have the ball placed on the Highland 36-yard line. Now back in the Scotty lineup at the linebacker, number 13, Jeremiah Hill. Screen pass, that flip pass out to the right to Pratt. Pratt under pressure, gets away from one descender, and finally tackled by number 13, Jeremiah Hill, who just came into the contest. Gain on the play will bring up a third down. Correct, make that second down and 13 yards to go. As they're going to place the football on the Highland 28-yard line. 14-21 and rolling to go in the ball game. The Reavers down by 3. Highland trying to defeat Iowa Western for the first time in school history in 5 tries. Quick pass out into flat, big hit. But the pass is complete. Pass complete, number 81. That is Austin Arendt, freshman out of Sioux City, Iowa, with 6 receptions on the year. The big hit was laid by Dominic Williams, but the pass was complete. 3rd down and 8, we'll call it. Scotty's showing blitz. Reavers check the sideline to see what the play call might be. Twin receivers left and right. They give it off to Pratt around the right-hand side. He's knocked out of bounds over there by number 7, Brandon Berry. Again, Berry with another nice tackle for a loss this afternoon. Has played an outstanding ball game from his defensive end position. And that's going to push the Reavers back to 4th down and 11. And we're going to have a long field goal attempt here by number 27, Bobby Patterson. Patterson has got the longest field goal this year of 38 yards. He was getting them to the goalpost in warm-up from 55. High kick down, and it is no good, just short to the left as the wind came up out of the south. So the long field goal attempt, no good. The Scotties hold and take over on downs. 13-20 to go in your contest. Scotties up by 3, 18-15 here, and the football on their own 27-yard line. Scotties with just $15 pass completions in the first half on 35 attempts. There again, there's Terry running hard over the right-hand side. In the arms of number 34. Russell Jones, the linebacker, on the tackle. But another good gain of 5 yards by the young man, the sophomore out of Atlanta, Georgia, Marquez Terry. 2nd down and 5 for the Scotties. Twin receiver to the near side. Quick pass out into the flat, goes incomplete. As pass is intended for Bailey Strunk, and a nice defensive play by Tobias Moss for the Reavers. The inside or the outside corner. 3rd down and 5 now for the Scotties on the Highland 32-yard line. Bailey Strunk comes out as the tight end. Balin Brumfield comes in, the freshman out of Clay Center, Kansas. He'll line up on the left-hand side, tight end. Jamal Wooten, your fullback, to the right. Here come the Reavers on the blitz. They give it off to Terry. He spins, gets away from one, gets the 1st and 10, out near the 40 to the 42-yard line before he is swarmed under. Another great move by the Scottish running back, Marquez Terry. Good play on the blitz on Highland with the inside trap. And it's 1st and 10 Highland. Scotties move the chains here in the 4th quarter. Ball on the Highland 43 with 12:30 and counting. They give it off to Dickens, who's now back in the ball game. He's met the line of scrimmage by number 93, Jerry and Nelson, the freshman out of Columbia, Missouri, with initial contact. Raquan Dickens with a touchdown run earlier in the ball game to give the Scotties an 18-15 lead. Dickens picking up his 3rd touchdown on the ground this year. 2nd and 10 for the Scotties. Miss on a play. Again, that's the 2nd time that's happened this afternoon. Dickens goes to the right as Render anticipates him going to the left. Nobody to hand the ball to. So a loss on the play of 3, 3rd and 13. Marquez Terry now back in the lineup as Dickens will come out. The Scotties will need to move the football here with a long 3rd and 13. Snap back to Render, back to pass, roll out to the right. He's going to run, keep looking. He's going to run it out of bounds. He now throws it to Bailey Shrunk, who was well short. Now there again, that stops the clock. And a 4th and 13 for Highland. And going back to put the football in the air will be number 86, Trenton York. York had a problem with his last punt. He gave up an intentional grounding at the goal line as the ball went between his fingertips. Tobias Moss is deep for the Reavers. There's an end-over-end kick. Moss will have it at his own 31. And he'll make it to about the 32 before he's swarmed under. Scotties have been flirting with danger. The Reavers have came close to 3 punts, getting in there to block 3 punts this afternoon, but they've yet to do so. 1st and 10 for Iowa Western on their own 33-yard line with 10 minutes, 49 seconds to play in the contest. A.J. Bush in the backfield along with number 2, Lorenzo Pratt. Excuse me, that's number 5. That's Boy White out there on the right-hand side. White with the reception. A freshman out of Des Moines, Iowa. So a gain of 5 on the completion to Boy White, number 5. Or T-Boy White, excuse me. Ball now on the Reaver 37-yard line, make it 38-yard line. Bush up the middle, he'll get swarmed under. Then there defensively, number 59 for Highland. And I don't have a 59 on defense. Make that 56, Antar Thompson, Zachary freshman out of St. Louis. 3rd and 5. Pass across the middle, complete to number 81. Austin Errant. He'll make the completion and get downfield for a 1st and 10. And the Reavers are now in Highland territory with 9:34 to go on the Scotty 48-yard line. Highland with their run defense back in the lineup. Ball back to Bush. We've got a penalty flag as we're going to have illegal motion, I'm sure. So false start against Iowa Western will back them up 5 and 1st and 15, putting back in their territory at their own 47. Make it their own 46, down out of 47. So 1st and 15 from the Reavers 47-yard line. 9:20 and counting here. Highland up by 3, 18-15. Ball over the right-hand side. Pass is complete. Number 14, Goldborn on the tackle. Get on the stop for the Scottish. Number 3, Dominic Williams. Williams with 1 pick in the contest already. The only interception by A.J. Bush this afternoon. 2nd down and 15 for the Reavers. Bush checks the sideline for the play call. Twin receivers left and right for Iowa Western. Scottish with a 3-man front. They're going to send forward with the defensive end. Pressure out to the right-hand side. Bush will throw it away as he was under pressure by number 4, Tyler Sims, come barreling in. And he nice move threw the football away to stop the clock and get another down. 3rd and 15 for Iowa Western. Kyle Pottinger back in the lineup for the Scotties at linebacker. T-Boy White, left of the quarterback. 3 receivers near side. Bush back to pass. That will throw it down the right-hand side, and it is caught. Nice reception by number 15, Nick Easley. As number 21, Isaiah Gray took his legs out from underneath of it, but a nice catch and a 1st and 10 by the young man out of Newton, Iowa, Nick Easley. Easley, the number 1 receiver for the Reavers this year, averaging 10.5 per contest. 1st and 10 on the Highland 24. Bush up the middle, and he'll get down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. 8:28 and counting in the ball game. All Western offensive line looks a tad bit tired right now. They're bent over and just kind of hanging there waiting for the ball to be snapped. Bush back to pass. Quick throw to the right-hand side. Goes incomplete. Intended for number 81. Errant again. Daz Rominger defending on the play. Out into the flat. 3rd and 5 for the Reavers. 7:58 to go in your contest. Highland trying to hold on to that 3-point lead at 18-15. A.J. Bush at quarterback. Gets the snap from the center. Looking, steps up. Gets cut under. Cannot make it back near the line of scrimmage. Maybe picked up a yard on the play as Jeremiah Hill in on the stop, along with number 56, Antar Thompson. And that's going to bring up 4th and 5, and we're going to have a field goal attempt. Bobby Patterson will come in. Sophomore out of St. Ansgar, Iowa. His longest is 38 on the year. This one will be a 36-yarder. He's 6 of 8. Kick is up. The kick is no good, wide left. That's the second kick he's missed today. The hold appeared to be good, but the Scotties again dodge another bullet and take the football over on downs. 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line with 7:11 to go in the ball game. So Khalil Render leads out the offense. Marquez Terry in the backfield. Bailey Strunk will go to the slot to the top of the screen. Alex Bott to the near slot, along with Jamison. Kitt to the top of the screen on the outside. They give it off to Terry. He'll lower his head, get back to the line of scrimmage, but not much more. As the tackle is maybe number 41, Terrell Collins. Also it'll stop number 90, Luke Worden. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Pass out into the flat to Terry. He'll cut inside to one defender, picks maybe up a yard, maybe 2, before he slips and goes down. Clock continues to run at 6:24 and rolling. 3rd down and 8 for Scotties. Brumfield will come in and play tight end as Jamal Wooten will come out of the Highland lineup. Bailey Strunk comes to the slot near side along with Ronnie Jamison. Damari Kitt, top of the screen all by himself. Terry to the right of Render. 4-man rush from the Reavers. Render steps it up, gets away from one man. Will pick up the 1st and 10 and go down near the 42-yard line. At the tackle, maybe number 42, Nick Anderson. But a big 1st and 10 for the Scotties there at the Highland 35-yard line. Highland wanting to run clock and pick up ground. Jamal Wooten, the fullback, now back in on the left-hand side. Terry lowers his head, gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no farther. As in there on the stop, number 41, Terrell Collins. So the Scotties now, with their offensive line with their hands on their hips. 71 degrees at game time. The wind out of the south at 5 miles an hour has not been really a factor in the contest. Render in the gun with Terry behind him. Single receivers, top and bottom. They're going to give it off to Terry again. Terry with a high tackle, gets away from one defender, cuts it inside, and a run by Marquez Terry. What a run by Terry. Was tackled in the hip behind the line of scrimmage, but Terry refused to go down. And a 1st and 10, Marquez Terry. And Scotties with the football on the Reaver 43. That will be a highlight reel run for Marquez Terry. Had him at the line of scrimmage on a high tackle, spun away. Came out and again refused to go down. Raquan Dickens in the backfield. They give it off to Dickens. Dickens cuts it over the left-hand side, runs over one linebacker, number 7, Shaq Jones. And Dickens now with a gain of 5. 2nd down, 5. Ball on the Reaver, 38. 3:50 to go in the ball game. Dickens breaking inside. Gets away, knocked down by number 18. That is Mykelty Williams, the freshman out of Indianapolis, Indiana, who's their leading tackler on the year with 56, averaging 9.3 a contest. And that's only about the second or third time I've called his name this afternoon. 3rd and 1, less than 1, as the ball just inside, or just outside the 34. 3 minutes even to go in the ball game. Give it off to Dickens. He'll try to break it outside, and right there again, it's Williams for the tackle. And that'll bring up 4th down. And we'll have to see if Scotty's going to run the clock down. And we're going to wait at 4th and 1 to decide whether we're going to punt the football or we're going to run it. As Coach Arnold standing next to the line judge, letting the clock run down to 1 or 2, and we'll take a timeout. Highland 18, Iowa Western 15. Should the Scotties hold on, this will be the first victory over the Reavers in Highland history. We got timeout on the field. Highland with 2 timeouts left. Iowa Western with 2 timeouts. Highland with 1 timeout left. Iowa Western with 2 timeouts left. We'll be back in just a bit. You're watching this Scotty Sports Network. Lady Scotty Volleyball defeats Iowa Lakes in 3 straight sets, 25-15, 25-16, 25-19. Highland in the Wildcat on 4th and 1. Marquez Terry is going to take the direct snap. He does. Goes right behind the power of the line, plows forward, and he looks like he is close to the 1st and 10. He's going to have it. And the Scotties who go for it on 4th and 1 pick up about 2.5. But we're going to have to see exactly where everybody is as they pile out or unpile. And it's a 1st and 10 Scotties. So there's a huge 1st and 10 by the Scotties. So Highland football, 1st and 10. Now they're going to discuss it. Iowa Western wants a measurement, and if I was them, I'd want a measurement too. Ball resting on the 32-yard line, and they had to. Chains got moved in whole 9 yards. Highland 1st and 10 with 2:04 to go on the Reaver 32. And I expect Highland to run the football here. Terry puts his head down, spin move, gets near the 30. Maybe down to 29. They're going to spot him at the 30. So another gain of 2 yards by the sophomore out of Atlanta, Georgia. Marquez came into the contest needing 63 yards to reach 1,000 for his career. That's Terry again up the middle. He continues to move. Finally, the whistle blows before somebody gets hurt. 1:02 to go. We've got a whistle blown. Then we've got timeout on the field, charged Highland. Scotties are out of timeouts. Iowa Western with 2 with 1:02 to play. It's Highland 18. Iowa Western 15. That timeout is charged Iowa Western. I'll be back in just a second. You're watching the Sky Sports Network. Terry with the football, right hand side, breaks it open. Down the middle of the field, he's going to go into the house for a touchdown. Marquez Terry with, I believe, his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon, his 12th of the season to lead the Jayhawk Conference. And again, Marquez came into the contest needing 67 yards. Make that 63 yards to reach 1,000 in his career. And I believe the young man from Atlanta, Georgia has done that. Scotties will go for 2 here. They're trying to ice it away. Highland going for their first victory over the Reavers for the first time in school history. Terry gets down to the 2 but cannot make it in. 56 seconds to go in your ball game. Highland 24, Iowa Western 15. We'll be back in a second. You're watching this Sky Sports Network. Welcome back to Catching Your Field. 56 seconds to go in your ball game. Scotty's leading the Reavers by 9, 24-15. Most points Highland has ever scored against the Reavers in a single contest. Highland trying to pick up their first win over the Reavers in school history in 5 tries. End over end kick. Taken. They're going to pitch back to this side. We're on the reverse. And he runs right into the defense of Highland, number 44 for the Scotties. Shea Crum in on the tackle, along with number 24, Kyle Pottinger on the stop. Then also in on the stop for the Scotties, number 54, Gabe Ware, freshman out of Clay Center, Kansas, with a big tackle. 1st and 10, Iowa Western on their own, a 33-yard line with 48.2 to go. Back to pass, over here to the right-hand side, pass complete to number 19. That is Travian Williams, a freshman out of Sioux City, Iowa. Play was good enough for 8 yards, 2nd down and 2. Clock stops with under a minute to play. Ball on the 41-yard line. Back to pass. Quarterback flushed out. That's Bush. He's going to run it to the near side. Down the sideline, he'll step out of bounds. Near the 45. First and 10 for Iowa Western. Ball now on the Scotty 45-yard line with 36 seconds to play. Bush back to pass. Roll to his right to get away from pressure. Pass goes incomplete in the hands of Nick Easley. Easley, who caught several this afternoon, could not hang on to that one. As he could hear the footsteps of number 16, or number 15. Jacob Rominger coming at him. Second down and 10 for the Reavers. Ball on the Highland 45. Highland dropping back into coverage. Pass into the flat, ball knocked away, almost slapped away, almost picked off by number 21, Isaiah Gray. So a third and 10 for Iowa Western with 25.6 to play. Bush gets away from one man, finally tackled down by number 13, Jeremiah Hill. That'll stop the clock to move the chains. First and 10 Reavers on the Scotty 30-yard line. The clock running, we're at 15 seconds and counting. Bush again back to pass. Looking under pressure, and he is sacked again by Brandon Berry. Berry again with another sack, his third of the day. And that's going to be your ball game. Final score, Highland 24, Iowa Western 15. Scotties defeat the Reavers for the first time in school history. Be sure you go to the conference website, to the Highland website at scottyathletics.com for the coaches show coming up after the game. Scotties will travel to Fort Scott next Saturday, October the 29th at 7 o'clock down at Prairie Field. We'll be back on the air on Tuesday, November the 1st with Lady Scotty basketball as they host William Penn JV at 6 p.m. from Casper, Ben Allen Fieldhouse here in Highland. Again, we'll get some stats and be right back. You're watching the Scotty Sports Network. The Highland Scotties down the Iowa Western Reavers for the first time in school history, 24-15. Scoring went this way with 6:30 to go in the first quarter. A.J. Bush of Iowa Western went in from 5 yards out. The kick was no good. It was 6-0 in favor of the Reavers. Scotties came back in the first quarter with 4:52 to go. Marquez Terry, with his first of 3 rushing touchdowns this afternoon from 6 yards out, scampered in. The extra point attempt was no good. We were tied at 6. Iowa Central came back in the second quarter with 12:07 to go. A.J. Bush carried it in on a quarterback keeper from 1 yard out. The extra point was good. And it was 13-6 in favor of Iowa Western. The Reavers picked up a safety just before half, and they led 15-6 at the break. In the third quarter with 9:18 to go. It was Raquan Dickens going in from 34 yards out. And the Scotties led it 13-12 after the extra point was good, no good. With 3:03 to go in the third quarter, Marquez Terry ran it in from 7 yards out. The extra point was no good. The Scotties took their lead of 18-13. Final score came with 56 seconds to go. Marquez Terry ran it in for his 3rd touchdown rushing of the game, the 11th of the season for the young man. From 29 yards away, the extra point was no good, and the final score stood at 24-15. For the afternoon, Khalil Render was 7 of 18 for 74 yards with no touchdowns and no interceptions. A.J. Bush was 19 out of 31 for the Reavers with 1 interception for 184 yards. Rushing, it was Marquez Terry, 33 carries for 169 yards. Marquez now has over 1,000 yards rushing in his career as a Highland Scotty. Raquan Dickens had 9 carries for 71 yards. Render 7 for 9. And Trenton York had 1 carry for no yards. Leading rusher for the Reavers was A.J. Bush, 76 yards on 26 carries. Lorenzo Pratt, their leading rusher coming into the contest, was held to 41 yards on 8 carries. Top receiver for the Scotties, Bailey Strunk, had 3 grabs for 52 yards. Balin Brumfeld, 1 catch for 15. Michael Bliss, 1 for 7. Marquez Terry, 1 for 2. And Ronnie Jameson, 1 for a -2. 1 interception on the contest, a turnover. That was made by Dominic Williams with an interception. The Scotties with 16 first downs. The Reavers with 17. Highland with 249 total yards rushing, 74 yards passing for a grand total of 323 yards on the day. The Reavers with 122 on the ground, 185 through the air, 306 on the day on 67 plays. Don't forget to check for the or on the Highland website at scottyathletics.com for the coaches show coming up in about 5 to 10 minutes downstairs here at the Stadium Center. Again, the Scotties travel to Fort Scott next Saturday at 7 o'clock to take on the Greyhounds at Ferryfield in Fort Scott. We check out the websites for the video link available for that contest. Scotties again defeat the Reavers for the first time in school history. Final score, Highland 24, Iowa Western 15. We'll see you at the coaches show in just a bit. You've been watching the Scotty Sports Network.